Yo, what's going on guys? Evan Tanaka here, back with another video. In today's video, I'm ranking the top centers in NBA 2K22 My Team in a tier list. As you guys can see on the screen, we have a tier list from F all the way to S. F meaning I would not recommend, they're terrible. D meaning I would not recommend playing them. C being you can play them but wouldn't recommend it. B being a very solid center, A being a top center in the game, and then S tier being the top 5 centers in NBA 2K22 My Team. Before we get into the video, let me know in the comment section down below, who do you guys have where? What would you guys change about my tier list? Let me know in the comment section down below. But before we get into the video, if you guys are new here, I'd really appreciate if you could subscribe down below. I post 3 to 4 My Team videos every single day and give you guys some of the best My Team content on the platform. So without further ado, let's get on to the video. The first center on the list here is going to be Evan Mobley, and I'm not sure if he's top 5, but he's definitely an A tier center. He's definitely a very good center. I do recommend running this card at the 4 though, probably over the 5. I think he's just a little bit too skinny to run at the 5. He could get mashed a little bit. He has a really good defensive card though. But for the 5, I think he's A tier, power forward center, 7 foot tall, 7'4" wingspan, a good 3-ball, good speed, but really good on the defensive end. 95 block, 92 interior defense, has 89 perimeter, 88 steal, good driving dunk, good standing dunk. He's a solid rebounder, right? Like good defensively, Hall of Fame clamps, and interceptor, intimidator, menace, pogo, post lockdown, has Hall of Fame bullet passer, Hall of Fame limitless, quarter specialist, catch and shoot, has gold sniper, has a pretty good jump shot for a big man. I think Evan Mobley is an A tier center. The next center on the list is going to be Blake Griffin, who I do not recommend running at center, so I'm gonna have him in F tier. Realistically, he's more of just a power forward. I don't recommend running him at center. He's 6'10", 6'11", unless you want to run small ball, which I guess you could. I just think his defense isn't good enough. 77 block, really just cannot play your center position. So unless you want to run small ball, I just would not recommend running him at the center position. Kevin Garnett, he's kind of on the same tier as Mobley. I'm gonna put him for an A tier because, like I said, I think he's better at the power forward position at this point in the year, but he definitely can run center. So I'm gonna have him an A tier for now. He probably will get moved up into the top 5, but right now he's an A tier center. Power forward center, 6'11", 7'2" wingspan, good 3-ball, good speed. He's basically like him and Evan Mobley are pretty much the same. I would say KG's probably still a little bit better defensively. KG's jump shot's probably a little bit better because it's on quick, which is definitely a plus for KG. So they're pretty similar, honestly, about the same height, about the same wingspan. I just think KG is a little bit better defensively, better driving to the rim, and has a faster jump shot. So very close together between Evan Mobley and Kevin Garnett. Jared Allen, I think he's a B tier center. I don't think I can put him higher than that. He's very good defensively, but does lack a little bit on the offensive end, just having a slower jump shot. But he's 6'11", 7'5" wingspan. Like I said, very good defensive center. Jump shot is not the best in my opinion. It's on normal timing, right? It's a little bit slow, only 82 3-ball. He's still a very good center, a little bit slow, 83 speed, right? Can't handle the ball, where a guy like KG can, handle the ball a little bit more, but obviously very good defensive center. I still think he's B tier for the center position, but don't think I can put him higher than that. And honestly, Yi, I think, is another B tier center. He's still very good. He's a very good stretch big. But looking at Yi here, he is a power forward center, 7 foot tall, 7'4" wingspan. Like I said, very good stretch big, 93 3-ball, 91 mid range. Defensively lacks a little bit, especially for the center position. That's probably why I'd rather run him at the 4. He's got a really good jump shot though. He's still a B tier center. Him and Jared Allen are completely opposite. Jared Allen is a better defender, like just more defense, and then Yi's just more offense. So they're about the same though, because Jared Allen lacks on offense and Yi lacks a little bit on the defensive end. Wilt Chamberlain, I think, is a top 5 center in the game, so I'm gonna have him in S tier. Like NBA 75 Wilt, not the other one. If you guys use the level up one, I would not recommend it. You want to use the NBA 75 one because he can get every shooting badge in the game. But Wilt Chamberlain, 7'1" tall, 8-foot wingspan, obviously only 69 3, but now that we have those coaches that give +8 3-ball, +6 3-ball, for example, I'm running Mike D'Antoni, who gives +6 3-ball to Wilt. So now my Wilt has a 75 3-ball plus a coach boost. Now he's up to a 79, and you give him all those shooting badges in the game because he can get 6 of them. He definitely can shoot the ball pretty consistently. He's obviously a very good defender, 97 interior, 93 block, decent steal, decent perimeter defense. Wilt Chamberlain, probably still the best rebounder in the game, probably still the best defensive center in the game, right? He's super fast, 88 speed for a center, super crazy, 95 standing dunk, 95 driving dunk. Jump shot is a little bit slow and baited, but if you're wide open, you can definitely green with this card and definitely knock down a lot of shots. Look at the next center on this list, Amar Stoudemire. Honestly, F tier for the center position. If he was power forward, he may be like D tier. I did that tier list yesterday. I'm pretty sure he was like D tier. So for F tier for center, I mean, he's 6'10", 7'1". I just showed you guys yesterday in my video. Like, he really does nothing that well. Like, okay, sure, he's driving to the rim pretty good, but I don't know, man. I'd rather play him at the 4 if you're gonna run this card, but I just wouldn't really recommend it. So I'm gonna have him in F tier for the center position. Marcus Gasol, honestly, I think he's an A tier center. I think he's really good. He might be B or A. I might move him up or down, we'll see. But right now, I mean, like, he looks pretty good. Like, center, 7'1", 7'4" wingspan. Obviously a little bit slow, but if you give him a +4 speed, now he has 83. And then if your coach gives a +6 or a +8, he could be up to 91 or up to 89, which is definitely fast enough. Defensively, actually really good. 92 block, 96 interior, even has decent steal and decent perimeter. Okay, driving to the rim, but that's fine. Rebounding could be a little bit better, and handling the ball could be a little bit better, but for a stretch big, he is super good, and he can hold some good defense, right? Hall of Fame interceptor, intimidator, post lockdown, rim protector, has a very good jump shot for a big man on quick, so that's a big plus for him, having it on quick. Has Hall of Fame limitless spot up, catch and shoot, corner specialist. I think Marcus Gasol, A or B tier. I'm gonna have him in A for now, might move him down, we will see. Greg Oden, realistically, maybe D tier. This guy realistically just isn't that good. He's a good defender, I guess you could say, but I don't like his jump shot. Center, 7 foot tall, 7'4" wingspan. 3 ball is only at a 70. Not the biggest fan of this jump shot. Defensively is really good though, can handle the ball. So if you want just a defensive center, you might as well just go with Jared Allen. That's what I'm saying, right? So instead of going Greg Oden, just pick up a Jared Allen. He's gonna be a way better defender and give you more on the offensive end. Next center on the list is gonna be DeAndre Ayton. He's kind of a hard one to rank. I'm gonna have him B tier for now. He's definitely B tier, he's not C. I'm just debating between B or A. I think we'll have him B tier now. He's just a very good defensive center. He is a little bit slow. Like, him having the same speed as Marcus Gasol is a little bit concerning, but defensively really good. Free ball's high enough. Jump shot is good. Nothing crazy on the jump shot. So I think he's a very good defensive center. I'm gonna have him in B. He's definitely not outdated, but just feels like he could have some more badges and a bit higher stats. Brook Lopez, kind of on the same tier as Greg Oden, really doesn't give you any defense, can stretch the floor a little bit. Pau Gasol, I think he's C tier, still a very good center. You can still run this card and still have a lot of success with him, but I think for how many good centers we have on this list, I think he's going to be C tier. We'll go quickly look at Pau Gasol. He did just come out in that new the new set that just came out this past Friday. What was it called? Like Power Thin? Yeah. So power forward center, 7 foot tall, 7'4" wingspan. Really good at stretching the floor, has decent enough speed, good interior defender. I just think I would rather run guys in B tier, honestly. Jump shot is on quick, which is nice. So if we look at the tiers, I would rather run DeAndre Ayton, I'd rather run Yee, and I'd rather run Jared Allen. Maybe he'll get moved up though, but for now, I think I'm gonna have him in C tier. Cat, I'm gonna have him in B tier. He's a very good stretch big. I was never the biggest fan of his jump shot and never really the biggest fan of the card. So for me, he's gonna be in B tier. Power forward or center power forward, 6'11", 7'3" wingspan. Got a really good 3 ball because he won the 3-point contest. Speed is solid. Defensively, not the best defender, but he is solid. 90 block, 87 interior. Looking at the Hall of Fame shooting badges, has Hall of Fame blinders, catch and shoot, corner specialist, deadeye, limitless spot up, and sniper. So some really good Hall of Fame shooting badges. Has Hall of Fame rim protector, rebound chaser, post lockdown, interceptor, and intimidator. The only problem for me is the jump shot on normal timing. Never am the biggest fan of Cat's jumper, so I think he's a solid big. Is he crazy? Yeah, like, he's a good center. He's nothing crazy, right? I'd much rather play Marcus Gasol, KG, or Evan Mobley over him, but I'd play him maybe around the same tier as like Jared Allen and DeAndre Ayton. Next is gonna be Sean Kemp. I think for the center position, honestly, like C tier, I think he's way better at power forward because I think he's only 6'10", right? So him being 6'10", 7'1" wingspan, definitely would recommend running him at the 4. He's a very good card. He's probably a higher tier power forward than he is center. So for me, he's got quick dribble style, which is nice. Quick release timing, which is also very nice. Jump shot does look a little bit weird. If you guys want to run small ball, like you want to run like a small ball, have your center have quicker shifty dribble style and can kind of attack their centers. Like, let's say you have Sean Kemp and you run against a guy like Yao Ming, who doesn't have very good lateral quickness and is super slow. then you could attack him like that. But I think most centers like KG, Wilt, Chamberlain are just going to lock up Shawn Kemp and then mash him on the offensive end. So I think for center position, I'm going to have Shawn Kemp at C tier. For Wang ZZ, I think he's B tier, kind of on the same level as like Jared Allen, Yi, Cat. I kind of run them all at the same tier. I'm looking at Wang here. We've looked at him a lot, so I'm not going to go too into detail. His stats do not show that he's good. If you look at his stats, you probably think this card's like a C tier, D tier card, but his jump shot's really good. He plays really well in game, has a big body frame, 255 pounds. He gets a lot of defensive stops. His jump shot is super butter. I think this card just plays better than he looks. So honestly, I'm gonna have him in C tier though. I think he's in C tier. He's still really good though. Chris Bosh, D tier. I would much rather run Shawn Kemp, Pau Gasol, and Wang over a guy like Bosh, but I think I'd rather run Bosh over Greg Oden. It's kind of close. His card might be a little bit outdated because he did come out, like December? January 7th, so not too outdated, but I don't know, just not the best speed. Defensively is solid, can't really handle the ball. Jump shot is a little bit slow, only set shot 7, so I think he's a solid center. I don't think he's nothing crazy though. I'm gonna have him in D tier because D tier is kind of like I would not run it. F is like he's terrible. D is like I wouldn't run it. C is you can definitely run these cards. You can run Wang, you can run Pau, you can run Shawn Kemp. Do I recommend it? I think there's better options, but you definitely could. And then B is like a solid center, A is a very good center, and then S is the top 5 centers in the game. I think Jokic is B tier. He's kind of on the same level as Cat, like Jared Allen. We got a lot of good centers over that All-Star weekend. We got Cat. I typed in Carl. We got Cat. We got Jared Allen. We got Mobley. We got Jokic. And I think Jokic is really good. Center power forward, 6'11", 7'3" wingspan. So a good 3-ball. Speed's really fast for your center, 89 speed. Defensively, he does lack a little bit, 84 block, 88 interior defense, but does have a big body frame, being 284 pounds. So he's going to get a lot more defensive stops than you think. Jump shot is a little bit slow though. If this was on quick timing, I think he'd probably be an A tier center. But other than the slow jump shot, this is a very good center in Nikola Jokic. Looking at Big Z here, I think he's B tier, maybe A tier. Honestly, I'm gonna have him B tier for now, but this card is actually super underrated. I did a gameplay on him yesterday. If you guys want to go test, go look at the video, like the gameplay, he's actually pretty good, man. I know he only has 69 speed, but like I said, if you give him the +4, you give him the coach boost, you can get him up to like an 82 speed, right? Center, 7'3" tall, 7'6" wingspan. He's a really good pop. He looks massive in game. He's 238 pounds. He looks like 7'5" and like 270. Like he looks massive in game. He's got a good jump shot. It's only on normal timing, but I think you have to try out Big Z before you give him a rating. And I did try him out, and I think he's kind of on the same level as like Cat, like Jokic, like Jared Allen, like DeAndre Ayton. Jaren Jackson Jr. realistically for the center position, I'm gonna have him at C tier. I think he's better at the 4. I think I had him at B tier in my power forward tier list, but I think for center, I mean, he can run it for sure because he's got 98 block. He's got really good interior, but him being 6'11", 7'4" wingspan, you guys are saying he can definitely run the center position. But for me, I just think the way he plays, I've used him a bunch. I would just much rather him at the 4. Dwight Howard, I think, is easily a top 5 center in the game. Just what he provides on the defensive end is just unreal. It's nothing like this. He might be the best defensive center in the game. I think the 2 best defensive centers in the game is Dwight or Wilt. Like, I mean, just look at his defense. 98 interior, 98 block, 95 steal, 90 perimeter defense. Has like every Hall of Fame defensive badge in the game. Has good speed for a center, 96 speed, 96 acceleration. Super fast, can snag rebounds. Like, he might be the best rebounder in the game. He might be the best defender in the game. Like, the best defensive center in the game. And he might be the fastest center in the game as well. So, and he may be best at driving to the rim. And his 3-ball is a 74, but if you give him a +4 shoe boost, that's 78. And let's say you give him a +8 3-ball, now he's gonna have literally, I think if my math is correct, 86 3-ball, which is insane. His jump shot is on quick as well. So I think Dwight easily is a top 5 center in the game. Next center is gonna be Diamond Bull. I think for the center position, I'm gonna have him in C tier. I think if you run against a guy like Wilt, if you run into a guy like Shaq, like Yao Ming, a taller center who's bigger, like he's only 220 pounds, but in game, he looks like a twig compared to a guy like Shaq, compared to a guy like Wilt, Dwight Howard, KG, Evan Mobley. Like even Mobley makes him look like a twig. So stats and badges wise, he always just plays super well in game. I think he's better at the 4. So if you guys want to run him, I'd recommend running him at the 4. Joel Embiid, easily top 5 center in the game. He's probably like more 4 or 5 now, but this card is still super good and still super slept on. He was easily the best center in the game at one point. Center, 7 foot tall, 7'5" wingspan. Like, he just plays super well in game. Good interior defense, good block, good driving to the rim, got a good 3-ball. One of the best big man jump shots in the game, in my opinion. Super fast, great rebounder, defensively Hall of Fame badges, super good Hall of Fame rim protector, post lockdown, intimidator, interceptor. So I think Joel Embiid's still an S-tier center. Looking at Anthony Davis, I don't think I can put him into the top 5 centers. We'll see. Maybe I'll move him up. But I think for now, he's definitely an A-tier center. We're not going to look at him too much. It is Anthony Davis. We kind of all know what Anthony Davis can do at this point. He's still one of the best cards in the game. Just a little bit outdated, you could say. Not outdated, but there's just better options now. 6'10", 7'2" wingspan, good speed, good interior defense, one of the best big man jump shots in the game. I just think his jump shot could be on quick timing, would be a little bit better, but this card's still easily an A-tier center. I'd probably rather run him at the 4 though. I think he's still a top 5 power forward in the game, but I don't think he's a top 5 center. Shaq, honestly, he's kind of play style, right? It does matter on your play style if you want to run a guy like Shaq, but I think he's A-tier. Still just like insanely dominant on the interior. Like, look at this defense, 98 block, 98 interior, has all these Hall of Fame badges on defense, and then is 325 pounds with 94 speed. You have a guy you can get to 100 speed very easily as your center, who could play power forward, 7'7" wingspan, 7'1" tall. He's 325 pounds and he's got 94 speed running at you. Like, and it's Shaq. Like, he's just a dominant force on the interior. I know the 3-ball's only a 55, but if you have the plus 8 coach boost, that's a 63, and then you give him +4 from the shoot boost, that's a 67. Then you take in the fact that he's got floor general and dimer. Like, he could realistically, when he takes a shot, probably have like a 72 3-ball, which honestly, if you're wide open, you can probably make. So I'm gonna have him in A tier. Yao Ming is another A tier center. We don't need to look at him. We've all looked at him. He's Yao Ming. He's 7'6" tall. Still the best smasher in the game. Pascal Siakam, just would not recommend running him at center. He's only 6'9". He's a way better power forward, just not that good at the center position. KP, easily A tier center. It's Kristaps Porzingis, really good stretch big, can still play some good interior defense. Karl Malone, I think, is a B tier center. I think he's a top 5 power forward in the game, but for center, probably recommend running him in B tier. That means, guys, we have 2 guys to move up into S tier. So I think we're gonna move. The first one is gonna be KG. I think he's a top 5 center in the game, and then I'm gonna probably go with Shaq. I think Shaq is better than a guy like KP, better than Evan Mobley, better than Anthony Davis, better than Yao Ming. So those are my top 5 centers in the game from B tier. Let's move one guy down. Let's move. Who should move down? Let's move Yi. Honestly, I'm gonna move Yi down. Not the biggest fan of him. Kind of like Bull. Rather play him at the 4. So that is my tier list. Let me know in the comment section down below. What would you guys change? Hope you guys did enjoy the video, and I'll catch you guys in the next one. Peace.